This is Gabriel Blythe, survivor in the Salt Lake area. And if you are hearing my voice and you've been with me for a while, this must be a nice reprieve. We haven't had many chances for just you and I to chat. First RQ, and then I go MIA. Next, you get these two strangers. Then I come back with no RQ. The fan favorite. Don't worry, I know. I'm not offended. She's pretty cool. And then I get into an argument with both of these new strangers that seem to be our only possible chance of help. Or whatever version of help they want to provide. And I am pretty overwhelmed. I always forget how cathartic it is to have our chats. You're obviously just such a great listener. And after the few months I've had, well, I would like to have that back. But you know, I don't know if we can have that honest conversation between RQ's request for privacy and now the right hand of the king of the largest known empire might be listening in. I don't know what I can say that will not get us into trouble and also keep the quiet parts quiet. Don't know who's listening these days. What's that? You say we should talk in vague statements about anything I want? I mean, I kind of already do. How was my trip, you ask? What a trip it was. The trip south was a lot better this time round. It's nice to have someone to talk to. Someone who has done their own journey, walked their own path. When you have someone who's lived their own life but has parallel moments, you can see your experiences with new insights. And that was really refreshing. Plus, without a microphone, some people would say a lot more about themselves. If you all catch my drift. No, I didn't get her real name. As far as she's concerned, her real name is Never mind. The destination was a lot quieter this time round. Lots of raven feathers, though. Not sure if they were leftover from last time, or they were helping clear out the area. I still think there's something strange happening there, but you know how it goes. Ask God for confirmation of his almightiness, and we only get met with silence. That's really aggrandizing our mutual friend. Regardless, this place was quiet. We got farther than I did alone. That was pretty cool. We saw more than just offices this time. We saw research, all the notes that you and I have read together, all those emails. Well, they didn't make a lot more sense, but I could now visualize different areas where some tests were done. There were some mice still alive there, living on nothing. The project's King and Country, I hope you are following along, because I am talking in code, and it's confusing as it is already. The projects that Schuster wrote about, there we go, yeah, showed that they had more side effects than predicted. But that's how studies go. We came across the space that we were really looking for. The arrows all pointed in this specific direction. And there was only dust. Whatever was there, our silent friend wouldn't tell me what she was hoping to find. All she did say was that This was the end of her line. No more signs, no more arrows. And we began our walk back in near silence. The journey back was a lot harder. I couldn't, and when you are alone, like by yourself, sometimes you can just say things out loud to fill the space. Does that make sense? Sometimes you think your voice will never be heard again, or maybe your ears have stopped working. So you say something, or you just make a sound, just to remind your body and your mind that you can take up as much space as you need. But when you're alone with someone, and there's nothing you can say, it doesn't feel like you can just make any sound. It feels like you're choking on your own vocal cords. No words will come out, and you won't let them. Heaven forbid you say the wrong thing, say the right thing at the wrong time even, or say anything. It all doesn't matter because no sound will fit that space. The space someone else is taking, and you can't remind them that you still exist with sound and noise. So, in my true, long, rambling way, that's me saying we didn't say a single thing to each other the entire way back. Which I wanted to, but I just knew my friend, couldn't hear it. They were so devastated by the emptiness that we found. So distraught that I couldn't do anything to help fill their own silence. It would have been, at best, just background noise. And, if I can't talk, I go a little nuts. No, I just wanted to help my friend. And feeling like I couldn't was really hard. So close and infinitely far away. Maybe you could do better. Maybe you know the words that always lifts their spirits. I know it's not fair for me to feel bad when someone else needs support, and my feelings are my own. But do I expect my friend to help me out all the time? No. They don't need to pull themselves out of their depression just to confirm that I'm not a bad person. I can still have my feelings and support them at the same time. To make it her problem that I can't make her happy, it's just toxic BS.
You did great.
Well. Speak of the devil.
Please, I'm much more attractive than the devil.
I'll have to take your word for it. How you doing?
I am a pool of ennui.
Ooh, how emo of you.
What can I say? I have a brand to maintain.
What can I get you?
Nothing. I just wanted to be here just in case you got grilled again. You floundered pretty heavily there. Wanted to make sure I was here to break some noses just in case they came at you again.
My knight in raven feathered armor.
You don't know the half of it. So, where are the two of them?
Off to do some quote-unquote research.
So, just pissing off?
As far as I can tell. Gaharris has stonewalled any communication or genuine dialogue.
She's got one thing going for her, that's for sure.
Oh.
I mean, I get it. I, too, like to keep my private life private. She is a boss baddie. She could, however, give you a chance to answer her questions instead of just jumping to the next. Seems kind of rude. So I had to make sure I would defend poor defenseless Gabe.
It's not that bad, was it? I thought I stood up for myself at the end there.
You did. But you could do better.
Ah! Only you know how to wound me, so. How have you been since our trip?
Trying to figure out what to do next. My gut says to leave. Not going to try and convince me to stay.
I could, but we both know you like it here too much.
I could do without the radio. My head says that I should be here regardless. My heart.
Go on.
My heart just feels broken. I feel like I had exactly what I wanted. And now I don't. Disappointing as it is, I have to deal, so we aren't listening to heart, just gut and head.
Well, I like having you here. Besides, who else will I vent to about Lancelot talking my ear off?
You love his stories.
I just love stories! I'm basic like that.
Thanks for being there.
What do you mean?
You were saying you felt like you couldn't say anything, but I didn't need your words. Just knowing you were walking with me, physically being with me. It reminded me that even if I can't reach my goals, I've found new things to appreciate. Your presence. Albeit loud and times braying.
Harsh, but fair.
You helped me more than I can say.
It's what friends do.
Don't be so mushy.
Oh! Speaking of, mushy peas, I'm buying. Tonight, my place, I can tell you about my Fey warlock who made it out with the Prince of the 10th Realm.
You and your love for stupid role-playing games. You're living in a world that shouldn't exist now, and you still want to talk about how dice rolls affect everything.
It's fun to pretend nothing matters for a little while. So, you on?
I mean, yeah. The theatre hasn't played anything good in ages. Wanna wrap up and we can walk back? With less silence this time.
Well, if you want to hear about my adventures in my old role-playing games, dear survivor, come find us. There are more and more of us each day, apparently. Or maybe you could reach out to the Crown, who has a presence here now. They have some fantastic military rations, if that's your thing. Regardless of why you want to come out of hiding, you are always wanted here. You aren't alone. And you don't have to be.